Welcome to QI for a bracing dose of health and safety gone mad. Speaking of life-saving devices, I have some here, and I'd like you to tell me what you think they're for. These are the real thing, and they are there to save lives. How would that save your life? Can you see? If you look, you've got to look at your neighbour to see what you look like and see if you can work out how this could be of any use.
Is it for doing complicated experiments?
Not really a complicated experiment.
It's if you're dealing with some animal that doesn't like being looked at in the eye.
Oh, Alan, you are on sparkling form. You're absolutely right. What sort of animal might that be?
It's a bear.
Not a bear, actually, in this instance.
Some dogs don't like it.
So, but there are plenty of animals that don't like
Ants
it.
hate it, don't they?
Ants, not so much ants, to be honest. It's great that you're trying, but not ants.
A tiger or a lion?
It's a big primate.
It's a bear.
Gorilla.
No, it's a big primate. It's a
Chimpanzee,
gorilla.
yeah,
It's a gorilla. You'll see it has written on the side of it there, in
Gorilla.
Dutch. De oplossing is altje
Yes, but just a moment.
And then it says, Bekito kijken, which means Bekito viewer, kijken, even kijken, is to look, yeah?
But the trouble with these is it does look a bit like you're going, oh.
I know. Oddly enough, gorillas like that.
Yeah.
They like that.
No,
What they don't like is a long, loving look. What happened was, in Rotterdam Zoo, this gorilla called Bekito, and a woman thought she was bonding with him, and she would sit and smile and gaze lovingly into his big brown eyes. And that is the worst thing you can do to a silverback, to a dominant male. And one day he just grabbed her, he leapt over, he bit her 100 times, and he broke many of her bones, shall we say. And she was very nearly killed. But fortunately, being done...
I'd like to have a pair of these if I ever get pulled over for speeding.
Yeah. So...
Do you know why you've been pulled over? I have no idea. Where are you? Where have you gone? You big gorilla, you.
We went to the zoo, and my mate Mike, who's an odd bloke anyway, we were in the monkey enclosure, and he was staring at a monkey for ages, and the monkey stared back at him and went like this.
Hello.
Yeah.
And what did that mean, do we think?
Well, they're married now, so...
Pretty clear, then. Yeah.
So can you, if you're feeling a bit sad, can you put them on upside down?
Oh. I suppose you could. Yeah. Yes.
So for weeks and weeks and weeks, this woman would think, I'm getting on really well with this gorilla, and the gorilla's been thinking, I hate that. I'm going to do something. At some point, I'm going to crash.
And he snapped, yeah.
But did they check that it wasn't just an incredibly annoying woman?
Tell me they didn't put the gorilla down or anything.
No, he was tranquilised. After attacking her, he went into a cafe where he caused a bit of a sensation.
Cappuccino! Don't look at me!
To be perfectly honest...
There he comes. What would you like, sir? Cappuccino and a penguin biscuit, certainly. We'll bring it over. No, it's on us.
I'm sorry that the cappuccino isn't actually in the cup, but I'm not really looking properly.
That'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it? Because if you had those on like that, and the cappuccinos were there...
Yes.
All the cappuccinos were there, and the gorilla's there going, why are you looking at cappuccinos there? Because the gorilla would think you were giving him the shoddy one.
Yes, exactly. Oh, it's just a nightmare.
Would dark glasses not do?
They would. I mean, to be honest with you, David, this was more or less a publicity gimmick by a health insurance company, but it was to emphasise the fact also, and they gave them out at the zoo, don't look directly into the eyes of Bekito the gorilla.
The other option you have is, you don't have to wear these, you can just hide under the nearest picnic table and you'll be absolutely fine.
I would say so, yeah.
Why are they hiding under them?
Because there's
a bloody big gorilla.
Splendid answers, all round. Thank you very much. The fact is, palmistry won't tell you your future, but it can tell you your past in the form of genetic markers that were set down while you were in the womb. Somebody playing with me.
It sort of looks funny
There
what
is
you're doing.
A piece of wire. I've been goosed by the palm of a skeleton.
I've been sitting there for 10 minutes thinking, when shall I do it? When shall I do it?
Thank
They're
you.
talking about palms. It should be now. It should be now. Hey!
You see? It had to end. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Just don't know your
Sorry.
Keith, man, my head's come off.
Oh, my heavens. Thank
Wow.
Right, just imagine
That'll do
that.
it.
Carry on, carry on.
They actually look a little bit like the cheeky girls.
you. They do. Yes. There's some characters behind me, shifty-looking characters. What were they up to last night?
They were up all night making a picnic table.
Before you get too insulting, they're in the studio tonight. I just thought
They were winning the Mr. Handsome contest.
that's more like it.
Are they harming horses? You know when they harm horses, like slash horses?
No.
But they
But it was a nighttime covert activity like slashing
goats.
horses.
They were slashing goats.
No, let's assume we wouldn't invite into the studio.
Were they?
Yes, I
maimed
suppose so.
animals.
Yeah.
Were they pretending to be gas men and
Robbing old
thereby
ladies.
stealing the property of aged people?
No.
You might.
If I told you that this was in Wiltshire, would that help?
Cathedral stealing.
Grave robbing. Grave robbing's always...
Or they drew something rude.
In the
On
summer.
Stonehenge. They drew something rude on Stonehenge.
Crop circle.
Oh, Alan, well done. Crop circles. Absolutely right. There they are. The equipment needed for crop circling, a plank with rope. But what was the crop circle? We commissioned them.
A
to
QI
do
symbol.
A QI crop circle. And they did it for us. And it's rather impressive.
Because
We're rather
QI is
pleased
run
with
by
it.
aliens.
Would you like to see it? Would you like to see it?
I certainly would.
Well, let's have it. We actually went to the expense of having a travelling aerial shot. What do you think of that? The extraordinary thing is that almost within half an hour of it being completed and the dawn rising, we were contacted by people. Someone wanted to know, they said, is it real or is it man-made?
Do you know the Burns address to the haggis?
Yes, it's a poem.
It's a poem which on Burns night, at a Burns supper, somebody would address it, and it comes in, that's obviously been cut open, as you can see,
Yeah.
but before it's cut, someone addresses it, and it starts with, "Fair for your honest sonsy face, great chieftain of the Puddin race, aboon them all you take your place, pains tripe or therm, wheeler you wordy, o' grace as lang's my erm." And a pal of mine was saying...
bravo.
Well, thank you. But then it is being typed in. But somebody I know was doing a Burns supper abroad, and they had sent the address over to Germany, and it was translated into German, but the German translated it back, and the line, instead of great chieftain of the Puddin race, was translated back as mighty Führer of the sausage people.
You can't fit a square peg in a round hole. So how would you make a square hole with a round drill? That's the question. Can it be done? Yes, Jack D.
I would drill 4 small holes that don't laugh before it's happened. Might surprise you yet. I'm thinking while I talk. I would drill 4 small holes that would describe a square if I were to join
the corners?
Corners, and then with a hacksaw I would join them and knock the square through, and thus
It's a way
creating a square.
it's a way of punching a square into the surface, but there is actually a way of using a round drill bit to...
Well, my way's better.
That would have been brilliant if it had gone whoop, 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 and every word you said. One day, thing, even the bit
Don't
where you
laugh
said,
before you...
it was on there.
There's a particular shape, a sort of circular triangle, which, when it revolves, a part of it makes a square.
A circular triangle.
Well, it's a round...
Oh, no. This is your first time. This sort of thing happens all the time.
It's a sort of circular triangle. And it makes
a square.
Yeah. It's not the fact that I'm boggled by that. It's the fact that I now realise there's a possibility that you could have a Toblerone Rolo combo.
You've dreamt about for years.
Do you know the weird thing?
Roblerone.
Do you know what will freak you out completely, Ross Noble? Is the name for this form of triangle is a rouleau. It genuinely is.
I'm not joking.
I think you have to have points for that. You somehow found a triangle that was a rouleau. It's a rouleau triangle, is what it's called, and it's a very particular shape.
You know,
Have we got
come
one
on
and
this
am I allowed
show
to play
and
with
we discover things. What I'd like tonight is I've just discovered that the best 3 words to hear in a Geordie accent are Toblerone Rolo combo.
Thanks. Now everyone I meet's going to go, could you say Toblerone, please? Go on, Geordie man, dance first.
Yeah. You've got to form a band now.
Yep.
All right.
Called that.
Me and Cheryl Cole.
Yeah.
Me and Jimmy Neal.
Yeah.
As a team. Ladies and gentlemen, the Toblerone Rolo combo.
We've got to play the trombone.
The trombone. Yes, trombone. That's it. My God. Yeah. Right. OK. Do you want to see a picture of this rouleau triangle?
Yeah.
Let's see a rouleau triangle.
Is it only available in airports?
Yep. No. Let's roll it. There. Now you see there. That's a sort of round triangle. If you know, a round-ended triangle.
Yes.
There it is, and that is the drill bit, and it is describing a square. If you see, exactly. Isn't that crazy? How loony is that?
You sicken me.
I'm very greasy here. I use a greasy shampoo.
Do you?
What do you use, Stephen?
I use a sort of normal to intelligent aristocratic.
Did you not find that when they stopped you taking your shampoo on holiday, the first 3 or 4 hours of your holiday, you're looking around for a shampoo in Spain that suits you? It's a nightmare, isn't it? You see, and I go, bloody Al-Qaeda, I don't know what greasy is in Spanish. I'm going for the book, and it doesn't... I got greasy in Spanish in my dictionary, but I can't see it on any of the shampoo bottles. And I just think, I'm on holiday here, I'm trying to relax, and I'm going around finding a shampoo that works for me. And that's Osama bin Laden's fault. And when I catch you, you're going to pay.
Wow. So...
Really inconvenience me.
You're not
No
allowed...
hair at all.
I got thick hair.
What?
Loads of hair. I got thick hair, that's thick.
Yeah.
I just don't grow it. Anyway, you're the last person to be laughing at my hair.
He's not wandering around Spain for 5 days looking for greasy shampoo, you
For 3 or 4 hours.
You can just put your shampoo in your hold luggage without the problem.
So what's this thing about...
You can't do that.
Yes, you can.
Why have you been taking shampoo?
When I hit holiday, I don't stand around like some dummy waiting for the carousel to bring my bag down.
I spent
I
5
try to
hours looking for shampoo.
can't run
I
for
go
it.
out there and I get some shampoo. Why are you sticking up for Al-Qaeda? What's the matter with you people?
Do you have the
I'm
shampoo?
suffering here and you don't care, do
You're
you?
turning into Michael Caine more and more every second. It's quite disturbing. Well, I've got something else to give you here. All we want you to do here, I'm going to hand these blank £2 coins. Just try and draw the Queen's head as she is on the coin.
The Queen's head on the...
Yeah.
OK.
Is she wearing a crown? Is she, you know, just but an outline. We won't...
Which way does she look? No one knows.
no, don't ask for help.
anybody
No. Alan Davis, I'm going to take points away if you cheat.
How do you think I got through school? I didn't ask for help.
Is everyone done?
Yeah.
Yes.
She looks like Lenny Henry
Quicker.
on mine, unfortunately.
Well, that's all right.
OK, done.
OK, when Alan's done... OK, all you all hold
I like
them up.
it.
Mine
There we
looks
are,
like a
there we are.
triceratops.
And let's have a look at yours. There. And you're extraordinary. The point is, you've all, especially Bill somehow, you've all made the fundamental error that everybody makes in thinking she faces left. She faces right. You've done that.
You said left.
Yeah, because most people think
Sorry, it's too late now.
88% of people think the Queen faces left on her coins.
88%.
On every coin that ever was stamped since she was Queen. It's always faced the right.
Never asked for help.
Do they take it in turns? So
Yes,
did
they
her
take-
father
they
face the other
alternate,
way?
yes.
And Prince Charles?
Yes,
Should he be
Straight
spared?
on.
We'll
He's
take
full
the-
on with the ears like
they
that.
alternate. They've alternated since Charles II.
But does she not face the other way on the paper money?
No, on the
the
stamp.
On the stamp.
That's,
All right.
that's it's one theory. One theory as to why 88% of people seem to think she faces left is because she does on the definitive edition of the stamps, which we can see here. We're all familiar with that image. But on the other hand, that's true in Denmark. Queen Margrethe, they also think she faces left, but on the stamp she looks out. And on the coin, she looks to the right.
Wow.
But if you ask a Dane which way she faces on their coins, they will say, as most of us would, left. It's something to do probably with right-handedness. We just picture a profile that way. It's really strange, but because we handle these things every day, unless you're Giles when you have someone to do it for you. But it's bizarre that we just don't notice, isn't it?
The worst I ever saw, when it was just me and I did want to help, was on a cross-channel ferry. We've all been there when it's a terrible storm and everybody was being sick, I mean, really badly sick. And I went into the loos, and you know the doors have got their sort of ship's doors, so there's a lip at the bottom.
Yeah.
The entire lavatory was sick. And as the ship rolled, there was a man, a businessman, I'm in a suit, a tie, respectable-looking man, lying, and the sick would come across him, break over his head. And I stood at the door looking at this sight, and he was being sick. And he just looks looks straight at me and just went, "Kill me." And I thought, do you know if I had a heart, I would.
Anyway, there we are. Moving on. The point is, it isn't easy to predict what the future will look like beyond saying, hopefully we'll all have jetpacks and smoke pipes.
Sorry, did you just say Beyonce?
Probably. I usually do. Good. So, well, it isn't easy to predict what the future will look like beyond saying that hopefully we'll all be riding around on jetpacks and smoking pipes. So...
He said Beyonce. Did he not say Beyonce?
Why does it say Beyonce? It isn't easy to predict what the... Beyond saying!
Yes!
Oh, golly! Oh.
What are you actually trying to say?
Beyond
it isn't
saying.
to predict what the future would be like beyond saying Beyonce. You can't say that without saying Beyonce.
You can't. Who knew? OK.
OK, I'm watching, I'm listening.
All right. Well, it isn't easy to predict what the future will look like beyond remarking that hopefully...
You can't. You have to get up pretty early in the morning.
That's right.
He's got the big money in the middle there.
But now it's time for a round of quick-fire hypotheticals.
Quickfire hypotheticals!
So, all you have to do is tell me the first thing that comes into your head, basically, all right? So, quick-fire hypothetical question. Let's say you found a fallen tree in the forest. Right? Obviously, it fell down before you arrived, but did it make a sound as it fell?
No.
No.
Well, no one's going to say yes.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, do you know where this question comes from, as it were?
It's a
Bishop
famous...
Berkeley.
Bishop Berkeley, yeah.
Philosophical question, isn't it?
That if there's no one to hear a sound...
Is there a sound?
Is there a sound? It depends so much what you mean by sound, doesn't it?
Well, there isn't, because sound is the vibration of the eardrum. There is no sound,
is it?
but there's no one to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends, though, because part of the definition of sound is that there has to be a recipient for the sound.
Yeah.
Isn't there? There's the thing that makes the noise, and there's the transmission of the noise, and then there's the reception of the noise.
Yeah.
But if there's no reception of the noise, then maybe the noise doesn't exist.
Other things are still vibrating, but whether that vibration counts as a sound or not is a...
Is the forest
That's
ever
the definition
empty?
of sound is what happens in the ear. There isn't any sound if there's no one to hear it.
It's a mooty point.
There's a speed of sound, and it's only what happens in the ear. Well, how do you get that speed between that and your ear?
Do you know...
Maybe by the time that tree's fallen, you got there, that sound's halfway around the world and making someone else very nervous. Ah!
Stephen, are you sure about this?
Well, no one is sure. That is the point. That's why it's a hypothetical. No one knows. I mean, to a semanticist or a neurologist, they may say that sound is that, but to a physicist, they would say the propagation of sound waves is sound. Whether or not there is an ear to vibrate, it is a sound wave. And if it's a sound wave...
I disagree that they are sound waves, because if you've got...
You may disagree, but you're welcome to. But you're not...
Vibrations, but they only become a sound wave when there's an ear to receive it. It's unlike... Do you remember we talked about a thing that really astonished me? Did you know that light's invisible? It's the most extraordinary thing. If you, in a dark vacuum, if you shoot a beam of light across the eyeballs like that, you can't see it. Because you can only see what light hits. And it's the same thing, but people said, but that's a stupid answer, because the definition of light is something that goes into your eye and is then received. Until it does that, it's not light.
But we have all kinds of things like not ears, for example. Are you saying that it's not sound if it registers on a recording device that is left there without a human there? That it's bending the needle of a recording device? Does the machine not hear? Is it not a sound wave that is actually causing the machine to register?
Well, but in Bishop Berkeley... So
I talked about you, not about Bishop Berkeley entering a field. The point is, it's not as simple as just to say yes or no. That's why it's a good question. I've swum with dolphins as well, and it is quite an extraordinary experience.
It's terrible when they reject you. That's horrible. And all your family and all your therapists are standing on the beach. It's freezing cold, and there's loads of dolphins just pissing off back to the sea. And then you look round and you go, I suppose we just better carry on with the medication then. No, Sean.
If they rejected you, Sean...
I mean, at least we tried. Can I have a towel?
A Frenchman who had nothing better to do than to electrocute people's faces in order to make their lips turn upwards without their eyes moving. There we are. That's what he liked to do. It's a job.
He's only 10 years old, that boy.
As you can't have real sideburns, have these electric ones.
His name was Guillaume Duchenne, and he defined a true smile as having to involve the face and the eyes. And what he discovered was that you can't control your eyes, you can't make your eyes smile. It's involuntary, whereas you can make your lips smile. Here's some rather good, horrifying attempts to try and make people smile.
These are all the QI researchers. Bending over backwards for the show.
It's
well
disturbing.
Couldn't he get a different volunteer? Poor Barry, day 60. Day 61.
The second one from the bottom is really... because it looks like the bloke's coming in from the different side. He's been surprised as well.
Yeah, no, there is actually, Andy, a third probe you can't see. Mr. Duchenne actually gave the numbers. 58 is, I forgot my mother's birthday. 61, left the gas on.
That's not left the gas on, that's just, I've just trodden on a cat and it's died.
The real smile is called the Duchenne smile, and with only the mouth smiling, it's known in the trade of happiness studies, gelotology, is known as...
A Gordon Brown.
But there have been things like yolks where you put them on your shoulders. There, look at that. And it's extraordinary how much they did give you a slight advantage.
It looks silly, but I find myself more and more as I enter my 30s now doing doing that.
Yes.
You see, and it makes a hell of a difference. Take them away, David. Take them away. Now, here I am. Hello, David. Well, not yet. Hello, David. It's lovely to see you. Now try them. Now try them.
Sorry, what?
Put them there.
Okay, yeah.
Hello, David.
Oh, so
you see?
Now,
practical proof.
He's misunderstanding for comic effect, but it's true that hello, David. Lovely to see you.
It does make a difference. It genuinely makes a difference.
It is. Yeah.
So it makes it sound different.
It sounds much better.
If you do it now, no, that's very disorienting.
That's quite nice. When you talk yourself with them, you almost fall over. So don't talk yourself like this. Also, you look like an idiot.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in front of myself.
Yes. I think what's nice is it also has a nice warming effect on the ears.
It's really a win-win-win-win-win-win-win, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I find it very comforting. And also it means you can't hear all the horrible things people behind me are saying.
You'd have to reverse it like that.
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
I've just had a bizarre realisation that I know loads about hedgehogs.
You do?
And I don't know why. When did that happen?
I think it's
you know what I
rather
think I've done? You know those tapes that you get when you listen to them subliminally
During the night?
to learn, yeah, like foreign languages. I think that one that I bought for Chinese, I think it was a hedgehog tape.
It was a hedgehog snuck in and swapped tapes.
Didn't even change tapes. He just sat by the bed going, "For many years we were feared and despised by the British public, and then along came Beatrix Potter."
I'll be getting you back for the cheese, honey. Yeah. Yeah.
And there are
I
points...
wouldn't call your hedgehog knowledge loads. I think you know a couple of things, but compared to what you know about other stuff, it's loads.
Yeah. All right, let's compare my hedgehog knowledge with your hedgehog knowledge.
Yeah. Okay. OK, Sean, here's a chance for you to
Come on!
into the dust.
It's a hedgehog slam
What do you call a baby hedgehog? Is that Sean? No. Oh, yeah.
Tiggy Winkle Jr.
There is a name. There are two names, so I can accept
a hoglet.
Yes, is the right answer.
In your face! In your face!
Nothing like a graceful winner, is there? Or you could have said urchin. They're also known as...
There's saliva coming.
Graham.
Come with me, Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh,
now,
I say.
This did seem like a good idea. So,
right.
If you want to kneel down there.
Right.
There now. OK. This feels very wrong, doesn't it? Children are watching and sobbing. What's he doing? He found Dorothy, now he's killing Harry Potter. OK.
Daniel, you have...
You right there?
Yeah, that
Daniel,
feels
have you finished
right, yeah.
both of the Harry Potter films by now?
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
They can usually finish them without you.
I'm so bad at this, I was about to lean through. That's not... You all right, though? Are you comfortable?
Oh, yes, it's lovely. Thank
OK,
you.
nothing can go wrong. Wouldn't it be awful if you... No, because you know what I mean? We had the stuff about the bullet and suddenly there'll be some story about... And then Graham got distracted by a bright light and... no, he's dead. Have I done... I think I've done it all right. You live on in films forever.
Drum roll.
OK, here we go. So, 3, 2...
On that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, it's thanks to Graham and the late Daniel Radcliffe. Good night.
Tom's looking for answers about his father's past in part 2 of Exile, next on BBC One. Jim Broadbent stars alongside John Sim as Alzheimer's sufferer Sal.